Hello everyone, Time to Grind here, and today we are back with some PegIdle. It has been a long time. It's been like, I think 2 or 3 weeks since we played last, or since the last video came out, but we recorded that a little bit a while ago, because as you can see, I guess I technically haven't played PegIdle in 34 days, 23 hours, 31 minutes, and 11 seconds. And obviously this game runs in the not runs in the background, but like accounts for how much you would get. So we got 7.175 SP gold and 3,677,083 prestige points, which is insane. I just got an achievement for having 1 septillion gold. Because that's just actually insane. I don't know if that actually gave me the achievement or anything like that. Like, I'm just curious, like how many times could I upgrade our max level thing before we actually do a prestige here? I could level this up. Oh, only still 8 times. Oh no, that's the amount of balls. I forgot, that's the amount of balls. So I can throw a lot of these here. How do I level it up? I've literally forgotten. There we go. Level it up 38 times. But yeah, absolutely insane. But, so it's septillion. Okay, gotcha. So, but obviously, I just want to do this a little bit here, but we're gonna prestige after 34 days of leaving this idle. So for those of you guys that maybe haven't seen this game yet, right, obviously idle game's got its own prestige tree or whatever. And we've pretty much, now we're going to spend 1 million, unlocking level 8, which is what we're going to probably play today here. Level 8, and just got an achievement for that. This one costs 2 million, but we're gonna try to just get a lot of other quirky stuff here. Let's see here. What do we maybe want here? Start with 100,000 gold after prestige. Oh no, start with 500,000 gold after a prestige. Start with 1 million gold after prestige. So we've maxed that out. Can we go ahead? How much does, oh dude, it only costs 1 million for 4 shot. So we have quad shot there. Got an achievement for that. And 6.5% chance to receive a prestige point when a ball enters a bucket. Sure. Also, extra prestige points for each prestige point hit. And then you receive 2 extra prestige points for each 1 prestige peg hit. So it's like we're actually we're able to max most of this because it's been so long. Enhanced balls now give even more prestige points in gold. Way more. Enhanced balls that land in the bucket always give a prestige point. Purple pegs have a chance to spawn. More chance to spawn. Oh, that's a crazy one. When hitting a purple peg, the next ball that's either dropped or shot is already enhanced. Let's see. More chance for a prestige peg to spawn. I'm seeing if there's like any other cheap upgrade. Yeah, these like golden pegs have a chance to give you gold. Buckets have a 3% chance to give double gold. Got an achievement for purchasing 100 prestige things here. And for each second under 20 seconds, 8% gold from the unlocked ball with the most gold will be added to the board clear bonus. Is there any other progress that we can make here? Oh, here we go. Bomb pegs. Oh, we already had that. Okay, I think that's all we're going to be allowed to do. Yeah. Okay. Well, we will confirm the prestige here. We're going to go to level 8 for the first time. The blue forest. And we are here. So we start with 1 million gold, which is actually insane. So I think with 1 million gold, we already can get to this. I think I just want to try to get to this second board as fast as possible. So I'm pretty much just going to pretty much only use this ball, right? Normally we switch it around and stuff like that, but we know we have enough money to focus to easy. Now we already have this one here. We already have this one. So we'll switch between these here, but we know that we're on that second board. We discovered a lot new orbs last time, which was pretty cool. We also learned just how OP idling is, I guess, you know, obviously. Yeah, migraine is gone. I've returned. Perfect time. Because I imagine this game would not be entertaining to watch while on a migraine. To be honest. It's very nice starting with 1 million here. But yeah, for those of you guys that might not know, right? We clear all the boards. They give us money. We can also, here, let me go ahead and upgrade those. The buckets and the golden pegs and stuff like that. Let me see. Yeah, let me actually just upgrade the amount of balls here so I can actually shoot them a bunch here. But yeah, like we already can get the basketball now. Get auto drop on that. Because I know last episode, we obviously at one point in time just stopped using the first tier of orbs. Because all of the orbs, they do quirky things, right? If you haven't seen the whole series, maybe check it out. We're already going to get this one now. We could get auto drop on it. That probably would still be worth it. Because I don't want to turn on auto drop for these other things, you know? Because I might keep auto drop for these more expensive orbs, even when we go on that next tier, or I might not. I don't know. Because once you get to this other tier of things, they are worth so much compared to this first tier. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do here. Because I imagine, right, the 34 days of being AFK. Yeah. So we got the egg here. I'm just gonna need a little bit to get some auto drop on that. There we go. Because yeah, it costs 78 trillion to start on this other tier. So once we do that, I'll probably keep auto drop on a little bit. Just a little bit. Because yeah, the egg hitting golden pegs is a chance to double the gold here. Just keep auto drop on the special balls, no effect. No auto on the first page. True, true. Though there is still an argument to be made. I know people in the what you're saying is probably better. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not denying that. But there is just something to be said about them giving you so much less money, even if they have a special effect. Like as an example, yeah, we did it. So I'm gonna keep it on for now. I'm gonna keep the auto drops on the more expensive ones I turned on, but we will eventually turn those off. So now we're just on this new page. That's going to be the focus of what we're upgrading here. I'm not going to try to keep anything symmetrical or anything. I feel like we're past that point. You know, I think it's time to just make some progress here, you know? We'll probably still just stay on level 8, you know, because I think also, oh yeah, we get increased gold gain. Once we clear all the boards on level 8, we get 2,000% more gold. Reach max auto drop on 12 balls. Auto drop. Yeah. So my goal for this series, as long as you guys still enjoy it, I think I want to go until we beat every level. I think once we beat every level, I imagine at that point we'll pretty much have all the prestige points. I imagine that'll be a good time to put the game down, you know. But I know y'all on YouTube have been very much enjoying this game, so I wanted to make sure to get you guys some goodies here. So we got some more balls here. The quad shot is very good here. Very, very good. Auto drop gets you to the board clear bonus faster. Yeah, yeah. So that's why, like, whenever we go AFK, I think normally we turn, like, auto drop on, like, as much as we can. I think that's what we did last time. But you are right? Like, and the bonus of clearing that board, right? And on top of that, every time you clear a board, you charge this up to get, like, a big major thing, you know? So, and this, I can't remember. Candy balls is just normal. Cookie balls, if it collides with a prestige peg, there's a 75% chance to get double prestige pegs, which is nice. We got auto drop on those. So that's why I am keeping auto drop on the other ones. I'm not going to go turn auto drop on everything, but yeah. These videos are a great bedtime YouTube video. So let me think. And like always, right, for those of you guys here live, these PegIdle segments, right, we have chat on screen. Treat it like a just chatting segment. You know, if you guys have any questions, you know, we could always turn it into Q&As. If you guys want story time, I can try to think of more stories I haven't told during this series. In fact, let me start thinking. Let me start thinking of a story as I'm hypnotized by the balls. Upgraded the cookie a little bit here. Because I do know there's a whole nother page. There's a whole nother page. I think last episode we didn't even get to these bottom ones either. So I want to see if we can get all of this whole page this episode. I don't know if that's too much of an ask or not. What's been my favorite game in the past few years? Well, so you said past few years. I don't know when Amori came out, but I'm wearing an Amori t-shirt. What does this say? What does this say? So, waiting for something to happen. I love Amori. I have I got my first little vinyl from Amori. My desk mat is Amori. So gotta say Amori. I think about Amori every single day. I think for the last 2 years, my phone wallpaper has been Amori. I really love Amori. Amori. I'm trying to think of things that are non-Amori. Amori is my Roman Empire. True. Let's try to see if we can like max these auto drops and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of other, I mean, obviously like all the other games that we've played, Kyle Thompson's, his indie games, right? Islets, right now we're doing the new Crypt Custodian series. I'm really enjoying that. Obviously all the roguelikes and stuff that, you know, we've been playing. Marvel Snap, I guess counts. It's been out for what, 2 years? I've been playing Marvel Snap, honestly, I think every single day, at least a little bit. Every single day of my life for about however long the game's been out, which I think is almost 2 years. Just a really good card game. I always have a card game, you know, playing or whatever. Yeah, I mean, otherwise all the other, it's like I know I play a million games on my channel, so it's like I feel like I should be able to remember a little bit easier. I really enjoyed my time with Lethal Company. I think Lethal Company, playing with friends when nobody knows what's going on, is one of the most fun experiences that you can get. Also, we just got the lime ball. I think sometime this October for TTG Halloween, I definitely want to play more, you know? I have a question. Have you played Mori? No, what's that? Though I could be snarky. Technically, Amori is spelled with an O, so technically I could be like, what's Amari? But yeah, any interesting vacation stories? We did go, my parents, because I was not obviously, but I was privileged enough to kind of definitely grow up like middle class, and you know, grow up in a pretty privileged area. I also just got really lucky, like even in the kind of privileged area I grew up, I also just got lucky in like my school, you know, zones were considered like some of the better ones. But my parents it didn't always feel that way, at least in terms of like, because they didn't buy things, we went on vacations a lot. So, I'm sure as a shit kid, I probably was like, why can't I have this and that and this, you know? So my parents did spend just a lot of the money that they spent was on vacations, and I like that. I think experiences are invaluable, you know. So I don't know. I've been to like Disney World. I've been to Universal. Had a lot of fun. I know my dad back when Disney World still existed. He would do the thing where I guess fast passes were a thing or whatever, and like you could like register and you could get multiple early on like for free. So he would as soon as we would get to like Disney World, he would sprint. Like he would leave us at the entrance and he would sprint and he would put in a fast pass in all the places so we could have like better in lines. I do also remember they had like single rider lines, or I think that was at Universal. So most of the time we rode rides, we wouldn't actually ride them as a family. We would just go all in the single rider line. Because it was like, okay, whatever. Like you're in the line for so long, like you're with your family, but like once you're actually on the ride, you know, and half the time they would put you together anyways. Also, we got an achievement here for completing all boards on level 8. So we've now increased our gold game by another 2,000. But I do remember that also, I think part of the reason we went on vacations a lot is because my dad was really, really smart with all the timeshare stuff, right? He would yeah, he had like timeshare stuff, and he would sell like his timeshare and he would trade them so we could actually like do these other things. And then whenever we went to like Disney World or whatever, even though we probably went way more often than most people, like I probably went to Disney World or Universal like 3-4 times as a kid. He wouldn't buy normal tickets. I think he would buy like, cause if you go to Florida, you know, or places with them, there's always like those like ticket stands all around, and they try to sell you like you know, like used tickets or whatever. So my dad, we would always buy secondhand tickets, like secondhand, like season pass tickets or secondhand tickets where a family said, you know, they bought a ticket that allowed you to go all week, but they were only going to be there for half the week. So then they would sell the tickets. And I guess Disney started picking up on that. So, you know, they started verifying it. They would have like what family, I guess I'll level up the buckets and golden pegs, you know, your names or whatever. So then it started to transition to anytime that we would go to Disney, my dad would have to sit us down before we went, my mom included. And we all had to, it was like, okay, you're gonna be Maria, you're gonna be Adam, you're gonna be, John, and we all had to have alternate names, you know, to pretend that we were the people that had purchased the tickets originally. And I remember my dad would also specifically make my mom and me and my sister go first. Or no, he would make like us go first and then them after. So that way, if like it stopped, if it wasn't working or, you know, like it was obviously like flashing like, yeah, we don't think this is their fingerprint or whatever, because they started doing fingerprints and stuff. My dad would then start screaming at my mom and us. And he told us he was going to do this ahead of time. But I mean, my dad also kind of, we got yelled at a lot as well. And I was a shit kid, so I probably deserved it a little bit. But he would almost like act like he was like extremely angry with, like if someone got caught up. So like if me and my sister went ahead and then my mom was the one that it got flagged and we weren't allowed to go, my dad would start yelling at my mom in front of everybody to make the people feel bad for us and my mom and be like, I don't know, like so they would just let us go through. And that's the story. I don't really have any I don't really have any more info on that story. So yeah, that is genius and disturbing. Yeah. Just for you, I'll watch Spookums during October. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for our for next month, TTG Halloween. For those of you guys that haven't been a viewer of the channel in a while, or for last year, yeah, pretty much almost every single stream has to have like a horror game at the end of this stream. And I'm in the planning phases right now, but I think sometime in the middle of next month, we're going to do our first stream event in a very long time, right? Because obviously I've been building up this studio last couple months. We haven't had time to do fun events, but we're gonna do like some sort of spooky sleepover stream where we do nothing but play spooky games. Probably, I mean, I'll have some lined up, but also ones that y'all suggest. And we're gonna play like, you know, horror games for like 15 hours straight. You know, we're gonna start at like 7. We're gonna start at like 6, 7, maybe a little bit earlier. You know, in the morning, or not in the morning, at night. And we're gonna play them all night. I'm gonna stay up super late. It'll be on a weekend. Yeah, it'll be a weekend thing. And then obviously all of those, if you can't stay up with us, you know, because you got work or jobs or whatever, obviously those will get turned into horror videos, you know, for the channel. So, okay, so we got the golden ball, which we had last time. Golden balls just have a chance to get more gold when colliding with golden pegs. That's what that is. But yeah. What do you use to edit your videos? I use the Adobe suite. I am unfortunately stuck in the Adobe system because, you know, like I use them all. I use Adobe Premiere to edit the videos, but I also use Adobe Audition to edit my microphone audio, so the Let's Play audio is always super consistent and always the same volume, allegedly, you know, unless I'm a professional streamer and lean forward and go, you know, away from the mic and stuff. But okay, we finally got auto drop for the golden ball too. I use Photoshop for the thumbnails. I use Illustrator sometimes if like devs, like, you know, they have like maybe Steam trading card artwork, you know, in Illustrator. I use Adobe Media Encoder, so I can, like as an example, later tonight, I'm sure, after this stream, right, we'll have recorded 4 videos. I'm going to take all 4 videos, I'm going to edit them all in Premiere and Audition, and then I export them all to Media Encoder. That way I can just have 4 videos, you know, rendering over the next couple hours, and then come back to just them all being complete, you know? So yeah. But yeah, so, and if any of you guys have fun ideas for the sleepover stream as well, it is definitely still in the planning phase. Like I might actually bring back one of those things where people can donate or do like bit donations or whatever, and it'll do like a audio that you pick, so you could like jump scare me even if like we haven't got jump scared in the game or things like that, you know. But yeah. Did that work? Oh, I'm assuming you're talking about the Disney World stuff. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it works now. I think they have learned a lot. I think. I think they've learned a lot over the years. You know, I watched a lot of videos by the amazing YouTube channel Defunctland. About like old amusement parks or roller coasters, and he made a whole like 2.5-3 hour video about the Disney World Fast Pass, like all of the changes they did, all the controversies, what you know. So I know they've changed it a lot, but shout out to Defunctland. How do you make so many banger videos so quick? Well, I mean, to be completely honest, part of it is I don't put in as much effort as, you know, YouTube channels like Defunctland, you know, who spend, you know, a month or 2 working on a single YouTube video, you know. Though that is what the Neon Apes is for. If you guys haven't seen our Neon Apes YouTube channel, I know I've shilled it a lot. But we've made 2 sketches. I'm still needing to edit the 3rd one we filmed in Montana that I'm so proud of. So you know we're getting there. You know, podcast stuff as well. But yeah, I have a really good routine. You know, and obviously it's still weird to say, but I have been making YouTube videos on this YouTube channel for literally over a decade. It's insane to think about, but literally over a decade. Okay, let's try to max out these balls. Some more auto drop. So I just have, you know, I got a lot of practice. You know, and I just got I got a good process. You know, I record, you know, multiple videos in a stream, and then I just, you know, cut them all down. Honestly, the thumbnails are what are starting to take a lot of time. As well. And I will say a part of it is that I am able to dedicate so much time, right? For the last probably 2 years, I've been putting probably 60, 70 hours, you know, of work into the channel. And that includes the stream times as well. Because we're so close to going full time, obviously that does mean I am making, you know, a little bit of money from all this. So it gives me the flexibility to not have to work, say, a 40-hour-a-week job and more just pick up contracting gigs. And I have a couple clients that, you know, I do just, you know, maybe 15 hours of work a month for, you know, and I have the freedom to, you know, not have to go, you know, somewhere else. But it wasn't always like that. Like I said, I have been making content on this YouTube channel, ever since I was a literal child. I think someone did the math on my comments. I have been making content on this YouTube channel for 40% of my entire life. 40 goddamn % of my entire life. And I'm just now, in the most recent couple of years, starting to find some success, you know? So, I was making YouTube content when I was in high school. I remember being all hyped about the Overwatch news, and I would like script videos while I was in high school. So the second I got home from high school, I would go home and film videos. When I was in college, I was still balancing my film school stuff and my jobs, right? I was always working a job and school, and then I would come home. So there were periods of time where there was only 1 video a week, you know? But I've just been goddamn dedicated. It's been my dream. My only dream my entire life is to be a full-time content creator. So just you know, trying to make that a reality, I suppose. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and upgrade that 33 times. I'm definitely not doing the symmetry I normally do in this series. I think I just finally don't care about it anymore. I was thinking about Spookums to play in October. I want one typical horror, one existential horror, and one psychological horror. Yeah, psychological horrors are like my favorite types. Yeah, if you haven't played, I also really like all the like visual novels, you know. So I've really, if you haven't played Slay the Princess, that's a really fun one. I really like short ones as well. Faith the Unholy Trinity is really good. The Upturned, we still need to finish that. We'll probably finish that this October as well. We probably need 1 or 2 more episodes in that. But that's the kind of funny and spooky game that the dev of Lethal Company made before. But yeah, because you grind, obviously. That's legitimately insane. Congrats to finally getting there. Glad to see you grow. I know, and I appreciate all the support you guys through it, whether you're someone that discovered the channel recently or you've been here for a while. Really does mean the most. And that's why I always talk about, like, you know, now that like the dream of being a, you know, full-time content creator is like within my grasp. That's why I'm already starting to think big of all the cool things that we could do on Neon Apes beyond the podcast. But obviously, for the last year and a half, I've wanted my own studio, you know, and we're like almost there. I mean, we pretty much are there. I just need like a couple $100 more. I need to just purchase a couple $100 more of stuff, like vMix software for this computer, and stuff like that. But also like all the fun that like when I went to the Montana vacation, I brought like all of these microphones and a camera and a tripod, and it was like so fun to like be a filmmaker, you know, and have all my friends, and we went out in the woods and recorded stuff, and, you know, filmed, you know, murder stuff. I don't know. I don't want to spoil what the video is too much, you know. But like, I don't know. It's just, it's super fun to like film stuff and make stuff. So I will always do gaming stuff. I will always do streaming stuff. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me right now is I hit up Sunday for some advice about getting you know, channel sponsorships and stuff like that when I'm at this weird transitional period, because we get like single one-time off sponsors, but I don't know, it's like I need a little bit more to go over the finish line, you know. So it's like I just need to find a brand that believes in me. You know, I applied to a talent agency. I saw Wendigoon made a video about how he's a part owner of a talent agency now, you know, so I submitted an application there. Probably won't, you know, get responded to because I'm still super small, you know, in the grand scheme of things, at least when it comes to like needing to join a talent agency or whatever. But I guess it's not a talent agency, it's like a channel agency. It's a little bit different, but yeah, it's fun stuff. We're getting there. That's why I appreciate the shit out of all y'all still either watching the videos, commenting, watching these streams. I mean, we have so many people. We had over 100 people watching this stream earlier. I mean, we still have a good amount. I mean, so we're getting there. I'm in it for the long term, so that's for sure. I've already been doing it for 10 years. What's another 10 more? Is your contracting work in video production? It is. It is. So all the contracting work I did, my first real job was working for a PR company. I worked there for about 2-3 years, worked my way up, started doing podcasting. I was so then I was a show producer. I was working with some super big brands and stuff like that. And so when I quit because they didn't pay me enough money that I was deserved and was worth, I just hit up all of these connections that I made. I will say, if you're someone that's in college or whatever, or just, you know, like no matter what, like connections in almost every single industry, or in the majority of industries, connections matter the most, more than literally anything. You know, you can go to a super good school and get a super good degree, or 2 good degrees, or 3 good degrees. But if you don't have any actual connections, and humans that you could interact with, you got to get that. And whether that means, you know, obviously it's different depending on what field you're in, but just like, you know, if you have a business degree, just go get an entry-level business job at any, you know, at a company that is somewhat in your field, you know, work there for a couple of years, you know, work your way up, you know, be motivated, try to learn as much as you can from them, but also constantly be getting, you know, say you have a client, you know, say you're in a position where you have a couple clients. Every single one of those clients, you should have their, like, add them on LinkedIn, and, you know, depending on the situation or thing, you know, get their phone number, you know, because I have so many phone numbers of professionals that have so much money, and some of them may want to, you know, have, you know, stuff made for them, or in this case, you know, I do a lot of consulting as well. So for big companies or brands that are trying to grow their social media following as well, you know, I kind of consult or you know, have some editors that, you know, we'll edit up stuff from them and, you know, post micro contents, and yeah, I helped build studios for people and stuff. So it is really cool to, because I learned a lot of that from the 10 years of me making YouTube videos, right? I learned Photoshop, and I learned, at first Sony Vegas Pro and then Premiere, because I wanted to do it for my own YouTube channel stuff, you know? So it is really cool having my contracting work, field be in the same kind of field as, you know, all this, which is really awesome. What's up, dude? Getting into TTG lore, always nice. You know it. That's what I love PegIdle for. It's just a nice little almost like just chatting segment, you know? It's great. Great. I think I'm gonna try to save up for the soccer ball. If I might suggest not traditional horror, but Dredge is always my go-to for something with horror. I feel like that has been recommended before. I think I need to look into that. Or I think I probably already have or something. Is that a short one? I can't remember. It is 100% who you know. That's the only reason I work where I work, because I complained to a casual acquaintance who was way more important than I ever thought. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so if you're not somewhere or someone that has connections, you know, obviously you got to do the grind of a entry-level position or like a paid internship. But while you're doing that, just freaking get to know everybody, man. Get to know everybody. And now we have the football that all dumb Americans like myself call a soccer ball, because we have to be unique. Where they get a bonus gold if it lands in the bucket. Now I'm in both chats. I always love hearing TTG lore. I was thinking about buying a VR thing and doing some VR horror. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. After, that's gonna be the next fun stream event we do, is like the TimeToGrind VR event. Because I have a HTC Vive. I need to set it up. I finally have space to actually set it up, you know, so. There we go. We got auto drop for the football. Dredge is fairly short. Well, yeah, maybe we check that out then. Cause yeah, we gonna be playing a lot of horror games. And for those of you guys that want to see what me playing horror games is like, it pretty much is me getting absolutely scared and screaming really, really loud, and then everybody in chat telling me I bursted their eardrums. That's kind of how most of our horror content goes, but it's fun. I love it. So if you guys want to see some of the horror games that we've played, or want some, you know, recommendations for some other horror games that I've enjoyed, we have a whole spooky games playlist. That playlist should be front page somewhere on our channel somewhere, but that has every single spooky game that we've played. Pools is another really fun, kind of just like backrooms walking simulator-esque thing, you know. I really like that. Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, I think that was like the first horror game we ever played. That was really fun. But I can't wait for spooky season. Spooky season's very fun ever since. And it all started with y'all, some of y'all, right? I didn't play horror games at all. I didn't really like watching horror movies either until, you know, I started dating my fiance, because that is her favorite genre of movies. Zombie movies are her favorite types of movies. So I had to kind of learn to like them a little bit, you know. And so now I actually do enjoy a good horror movie. But yeah, like I think 2-3 years ago when we started doing the community game wheel, a bunch of people had us, some people I specifically remember are people like Slip or Root. And I know there's a ton of other people that contributed to having us play horror games, but those are the two people in our community. Root, obviously, a mod. But that got us into playing it. They got us to play. I think Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion was the first horror game that we played. And I don't think if I was a content creator, if I wasn't a content creator, I don't know if I would enjoy it as much, because I will admit part of the fun for me is knowing that y'all like absolutely love my dumbass reactions, even if it means you get a burst eardrum or two, you know? But I do, no, then again, even before I made videos on it, I played like games like Doki Doki Literature Club. I love those games. I love games that act like they're not horror games, and then they, oh god, they definitely are. Those are some of my favorite ones as well, you know? But yeah. Per the internet, Dredge takes about 10 hours on average. Oh man, okay, so that is a little bit longer than I was thinking. But hey, maybe that's one of the main games that we play. I know last October, we beat Faith the Unholy Trinity all in one sitting, and that took about, I think, 6 hours. But yeah. Who doesn't love getting their eardrums bursted every now and then? I'm gonna upgrade the bucket and the golden pegs here a little bit. So I don't remember. I think we got the coal last time. I don't remember if we got coal last time or not. I do not remember. Are you gonna boot up some Binding of Isaac again? It's like spooky adjacent and always cozy in its weird way. I agree with you about, I guess, both of those. I mean, I don't have any inherent plans to do it as part of TTG Halloween. But I mean, it would fit. It would fit, but obviously a lot of the times, like, because I don't make horror content all the time, we still do horror games every now and then. Like, I know we did pools. I think literally the last stream that we filmed before this studio, you know, before my roommate moved out and before I turned this room into a studio, was pools. I really like that game. I think we did, I'm trying to remember. Oh, I'm trying to remember the other ones we've done this year as not part of TTG Halloween, but it's always nice to just, because the horror videos don't do that great, to be honest. But as I always talk about, I'm not a, you know, just like when I said I wasn't a rounds YouTuber, I know a lot of people consider me a roguelike YouTuber because I cover a lot of roguelikes, but I still don't consider myself a roguelike YouTuber, you know. So even if they don't do very well, like, I always want to make it known, like, there may be a day I just wake up and hate roguelikes. Will that probably ever happen? Probably not, because, I don't know. I've loved roguelikes ever since I was a kid. Playing on a shitty-ass laptop, you know, that couldn't run anything. So I played Binding of Isaac, Rogue Legacy, FTL, you know, stuff like that. But maybe. Psychological horror does go pretty hard. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite type of horror. I love when games, I think my favorite horror games are horror games that try to hide the fact that they are horror games. Amori! I'm talking about Amori. Amori is part Undertale, part literal psychological horror game. Like, it's, I love it. I love it. Or Cooking Companions. Oh, we did, that was a horror game we played recently, actually, was the sequel to Cooking Companions, Dread Wait. Now, to be honest, I think I was a little bit disappointed with it. Maybe. But, yeah. I think of you more as a variety channel, but I do love the roguelikes. Yeah, it makes sense, you know. Because I think roguelikes inherently make for some of the best YouTube content, to be honest, because a big part of the problem with when I play story games like the indie game, like Crypt Custodian, amazing indie Metroidvania that is probably going to be in my top 3 or 4 games of the year of this year. You know, those, you know, that series isn't doing super well, but you know, I don't care. That will be a series until I beat it. You know, maybe, you know, the episodes are longer, you know, that's something I do, you know, if I know a video is not going to do as well, you know, it's like, okay, we don't need to make small episodes. We can just make a big episode so the people that like it can watch it. But I think part of it is if anyone wanted to play Crypt Custodian themselves, and experience it fully for themselves, or if they've already watched another YouTuber play it, they're way less likely to want to watch my content. Whereas a roguelike, there's so much replayability. Someone can play it for 500 hours themselves. They can watch me play it 500 hours. They can watch other content creators play it 500 hours, and they might not still get bored of it. You know, there can be so much replayability of it. And I think the replayability of it really helps in terms of like YouTube, you know. But yeah. It really leaned into the Slavic origins. The game theory was lovely. Yeah, I still have not watched the game theory video, the new one, on Dreadweight. I did see it got made, though. Let me see. Should I just upgrade? I'm going to just upgrade auto drop way more on the soccer ball, way more on the golden ball, way more on the lime ball, cookie ball. Okay. Another game that just reminded me, I got a comment on this series every now and then, but there was a series that we did a long time ago called, oh shit, what was it called? It was a story-based deck builder, not a roguelike deck builder, where you play as a witch, and it was a huge story game. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? If anyone remembers the title of the game, let me know. Oh, I'm trying to remember. It was like something book. Blackbook. I think it was called Blackbook. Let me alt tab, actually. Blackbook. Blackbook. Yeah, I had 26.5 hours in that game. We made it a whole series. That was a game that the videos didn't do super well, but you know, we still continued the story every 2-3 weeks. And that game was so cool. It was like a bunch of like Russian and Slavic like folklore and stuff like that, and it was so good. It was so good. And I love seeing every now and then I get a comment on one of them, you know, someone going through the playlist and watching. You know, I think I was one of the few Let's Players that made a whole giant Let's Play of it. I think people like Retro and Wanderbots maybe might have made a video on it at first, and then they, you know, didn't turn it into a series or anything, but I really like that game. Story games are awful for content because, like you said, if someone wants the experience, they're going to watch you do it. They'll just... Oh, they're not going to watch you do it. They'll just do it. Yeah, exactly. Story gameplay is for people who watch for the person or someone who can't afford the game. Yeah. And so that's why I'm still doing them, you know? I'm always going to, in my mind, be a variety streamer, you know? But, you know, obviously I have my focus is roguelikes to an extent, indie games, shooter games. I know a lot of the roguelike YouTubers don't play shooter games, you know? So... Like, I try to pitch, you know, like, crab champions to some of these YouTubers. And, if it doesn't have cards, they don't want to touch them, you know? I mean, that's an exaggeration, but... dude, I absolutely love this game. For, like, story time videos on YouTube and for... It's just so fun to do, like, a just chatting, you know? Every time I watch Retro, I end up yelling at the screen because he makes poor strategic choices. I mean, I can't speak much on that because I know I do dumb shit all the time as well. And I know I've gotten a little bit heated in the past at certain backseat the way certain things are. So I'm never gonna talk bad at Retro, but I have, and I can't confirm or deny because I've never watched a Retro. I mean, I've skimmed through some of his videos, but yeah, Retro. No, I guess I've technically done one video with him, but it was more with the whole Wholesome Verse. It was like that werewolf game. We did a couple episodes with him, but I've never done just like a full-on collab with him like I have Wanderbots or Alexa or stuff like that. But I've seen a couple comments that I'm not a big fan of, but they're at least not mad at me, where people are just like, oh, yo, I watch you because I can't stand to watch Retromation anymore. But no bad blood on that, right? I like I said, it's probably, if I had to guess, no more than me. You know, because I have had probably just as, I mean, Retro's videos are more popular, so he probably gets more of backseat gaming comments. But I think it's just a fact of life, you know. I've bought many a game just because of I can do it better, but he's still entertaining. That is funny. I can see it being a grand conspiracy. Like he's actually making those mistakes. I know, like we've talked about it before, right? People sometimes, like YouTubers or whatever, will pronounce things wrong or purposely like make a mistake so they know that they'll get more comments of people being like, "Yo, you said this wrong," or "You pronounced this wrong," or whatever, and then that's more. That's more engagement, you know? But it's pretty funny, though. I'm debating whether I want to say 467. Sounds like a lot to save up here. Maybe I spend a bit more money, like I get a couple more soccer balls, upgrade the soccer ball. Let me do like one more big expensive kind of like upgrade thing here. And now I think I'm going to save up for the coal. Because once we buy the coal, it will give us a lot, because I'd like to at least get one new orb, right? Because I think we used coal last time, but I don't know if we discovered what was after coal. So maybe the goal for this video is to find the orb past the coal, I don't know. And I don't know, maybe one of these times, probably after we beat all the levels, because I think it makes sense to prestige at the beginning of every episode, mainly so we can go to the new levels, because obviously there's the achievements, right? We increased our gold gain by 2,000%, which is an insane amount. But if we're still making episodes on this game a little bit after that, then I feel like there might have to be a time where we take a break, you know, 2-3 week break or whatever, like we normally do, and then not prestige and just further carry on, because I'm pretty sure there's a whole third page of orbs here, or balls or whatever, you know. Sometimes I'll watch a video and they'll do some mess up and I'll just think, man, that's too obvious to not be rage bait. It's only like 400 seconds, maybe 800. Oh, what, of saving up for the coal? Yeah, we're definitely gonna save up for it right now. But no, you're my favorite content creator because you play games that are actually out and that I can actually get a fuller grasp on the game myself. Everyone else is pretty cool, but if I had to pick what to spend my limited time on, it's your videos. Well, I'll appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know if that has to do with the fact that I'm not playing as many demos or early access games as a lot of other content creators. And to be fair, I do know that, like, the meta thing to do, we've talked about it a lot, is to play all these demos and things like that, at least for these types of YouTubers, because, you know, if one of them blows up and you're the first person to make a YouTube video on it, you know, I mean, I knew what that was like, because a couple of years ago I was a game review channel, right? I did that a little bit before I started actually making Let's Plays, and so I know what it was like, what it would be like to get a copy of a game and then, you know, trying to rush out a review as fast as possible. I mean, you know, I hate to say it, but some of the times I would make a review on a game before I ever even beat the game, you know? Because as a smaller content creator, I just so badly wanted to be the first person to make a video, because it would be noticeable. I mean, if a video got put in the algorithm, you know, I got a Hades review that, you know, would get a couple thousand views or, you know, whatever. But I don't know. I just like playing the games, and I like that when they're in either, you know, I mean, some games, you know, in early access or, you know, full version, but I like playing them that way. You know, I can spread my game out. We can have a lot of variety. We can have 7 series running at once. You know, and by the time maybe we beat the game, you know, it took us like what, a year? I think it took me a year to beat Cobalt Core, or to get the secret ending, right, of that roguelike. So that meant I got to play Cobalt Core. Cobalt Core fans got to technically enjoy my channel for a year straight. There would be updates that I would get to include, you know, versus some other YouTubers, even if they maybe did the secret ending. I doubt most YouTubers played enough to do the secret ending. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of smaller YouTubers that might have. But if they did, right, they would have just played it and been done with it a week later, you know? But I've always been like that. I've always, you know, I'll have friends who, you know, can just put thousands of hours in World of Warcraft. But it's like, I can play video games for a long period of time, but I've always needed variety. It's why I like roguelikes, because it's so easy to jump between them, you know? I would try to play a story game, and then I just would never come back to it, you know? So I discover creators based on games or Twitch raids, and if I like them as a person, I'll spend my time there. Spend my time here because I enjoy TTG. Occasionally networking can be fun. Yeah, absolutely. Demos are like the video equivalent of a carrot. It's rewarding, but it's a limited resource. Full games are like apple trees, still gonna run out eventually, but it can last longer. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm curious when the Rollscape update's gonna come out. That just made me think of that, actually. So we're getting close. We're at 350 sextillion. We need 467 sextillion. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a review or a reaction channel, but honestly, thank you so much for becoming a Let's Player. Yeah, I personally kind of have a bone to pick with reaction content. But I feel like I've spoken that to death. But yeah, it's just hard. It's hard because it's funny. If you actually, because recently, I think like a year ago, we made, before I had all my videos before the Overwatch days, they were private. And I know at some point in time a year ago, we made a whole video. We reacted to all my original Let's Plays. We made them all public. But yeah, the first ever videos on my channel were Let's Plays. And it's funny that I then spent like 7 years trying to figure out what to do with my YouTube channel. You know, it was an Overwatch channel. Then it was like a game news / discussion channel. Then it was a review channel. Then it was a review channel mixed in with a little bit of Let's Plays. And then it was a Let's Play channel and stream. And, you know, now we're trying to do more events and, you know, fun things as well. But I think it's really hard to be straight Let's Player when you don't have a big audience, you know, because it's like it's hard for people to care about watching you play a video game. So that's why I think it was still important for me to do that, but like to go through all these other things and build an audience before I transitioned to Let's Plays. Also, we finally got the coal. Which shrapnel balls have an 18% chance to spawn tiny shrapnel ball whenever it hits a peg, and has a chance to spawn a tiny shrapnel ball when it collides with anything other than a peg. So we had that last time. But I will say, to be fair, there's a lot of YouTubers that have blown up that started after me. Sift started his channel after me. I remember when Sift's YouTube channel, when he had like just like he did not have very many subscribers at all, and I remember him literally reaching out to me for advice. And now he has way more subscribers than me. And he didn't have to go through doing reviews and doing Let's Plays. I think he blew up on Inscription. Like, I was making an Inscription series as well, but he just happened to make I think he got like a really high score early on, and he made a video about, what's it called? He made a really good title and thumbnail, and Inscription blew up, and, you know, and stuff like that. So it can happen. It can happen for sure. You just gotta expect to commit to it a lot, you know? Because it doesn't happen to everyone. For every person like Sift, you know, there's 100 people, you know, that started a long time ago. You know, sometimes I see these big YouTubers with millions of subscribers, and they make a Twitter post like, "Oh, it's my 5th channel anniversary. I can't believe I've been making content for, you know, 5 years." And I obviously can't help but get a little bit jealous because I'm like, "Ah, motherfucker, I've been making content for 10 years." But part of it is I was a literal child when I was making that content. It takes a long time to build up your personality and just build up the skills, the editing skills, the thumbnail skills, the networking skills. And there's an aspect of luck. Absolutely, you know. I doubled my subscribers from 8,000 to 16,000 because I was making a bunch of rounds videos, you know, and then you know, Sunday needed some help with mods, came into my chat, smooth talked my way in, you know, rest is history. So you just gotta increase your chances of getting lucky, you know? A lot of my streams lately have been art as I try to learn Blender. Need to get back into video recording. Yeah, Blender's really cool. That's one of the few things I do not have really any experience with is 3D animation and modeling. That's I really have no experience with that whatsoever. Really, really cool, honestly. And yeah, it's always hard because the number one piece of advice I would give is be consistent, you know, which is hard. It's hard to do that, you know, when you have to juggle all these other things, you know. Yeah, I don't personally like reaction videos, but you know, there's always a crowd for it. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There is definitely an audience for reaction content. I just can't fucking stand someone making a YouTube video that it goes somewhat viral, gets a couple 100,000 views. It's a very good video essay. And then Asmongold makes a video with, he just steals the thumbnail and adds his face, gets 1 million views. And then, you know, all these other YouTube channels steal the video, watch it, and, you know, and I hate that. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I hate it. I don't know why. I just hate it. No, I do know why, but, and I think there's a difference too. It depends on like the type of content you're reacting to because, you know, I know there's a lot of political streamers. Specific example, like I know Hassan does a lot of reaction content, and I think whenever he's reacting to like the news, I think that's fair because it's like the news, so you want to like have the original source. Or it's even fine if it's like no reaction content if you're like actually being transformative with it. I remember watching H3H3 way back in the day, some of his reaction content, but it felt like it was way more than just watching. But I do know people like Hassan also, he will just sit there and he'll have his chair watch things. He'll go put on a YouTube video and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go shit now. You know, go watch the video with my chair. What the fuck are you, like, how is that transformative content, you know? So, also, yeah, we've never gotten this orb here. So maybe that's our goal, but 47, whatever that is a lot. It's kind of a lot, to be honest. I don't know if we're gonna get that, but maybe we'll try. Maybe we try to get that before ending the video, I don't know. I need to learn 3D modeling, but hard. Think you know, Will Knight, your effort should be rewarded. Feels a little simpler now that I've been working on it for a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with animation, you know? So that can be used for video. I mean, there's that's a skill. I guess just like, you know, photo editing or video editing, that like there's a lot of uses for it for sure. But yeah, just it's like, and all the people like just watching TikToks, you know. I know there was all that creator drama between Jack's Films and Sniper Wolf or whatever. I used to watch Jack's Films a lot as a kid too. Reacting to other people's content is some of the biggest leech behavior ever. And that's like, you know, there's ways to do it in a decent way, you know, for sure. You know, if you're actually trying to be transformative, if you're trying to actually make it where, you know, like Wendigoon. I freaking love Wendigoon. I absolutely love Wendigoon. He's probably one of my most watched YouTube channels right now. And pretty much every time he's making a video essay on some weird cryptic horror YouTube series, you know, like not only is he not just playing the entire videos and watching them, he's actually like, you know, maybe only showing clips or he's talking over them, but he also, like at the very beginning, I more than any other content creator I've ever seen, being like, hey, if you guys haven't seen the source material first, like go click this linked video, go watch this YouTube horror series, and then come watch this video. And I've listened. Like, there's been several times. Like he made a video recently on a series about that creepy giant in the museum. And me and Matthew, immediately, we were watching that Wendigoon video, 5 minutes in, 2 minutes in. He's like, make sure you guys watch this. If you guys, you know, before you watch it, I don't want to spoil and ruin all of the coolness of it. And it's like, oh shit, okay, let me pause, close out of the video. Me and Matthew went and found the series. We spent an hour and 5 minutes watching the series from the creator himself. And then later that night, went back and watched the Wendigoon video, you know? And so it really just depends. You can tell when someone's like attempting to be transformative and do it in good faith, you know? You can definitely tell. Wendigoon, definitely one of the best reaction channels. Wendigoon is fire. I love watching Creepcast with him and Papa Meat. Oh yeah, that's his podcast, right? Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of that. Because I think he has 2 podcasts, right? He has that, and then I think he has like a Christian podcast as well or something. Also, man, dude, 47? How am I going to get 47? How am I going to get 47? I don't know. I don't know if that's an obtainable goal here, actually. I definitely need to just do some upgrades here. Let me... Okay, we maxed out the balls of the golden ball. We just try to get more balls. More balls per ball, because yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're actually get maybe the highlight of this video is just, you know, the quad PegIdle thing, you know, because that has been pretty helpful here. For sure. I don't know, 47 of that seems like a lot to get. I just want to 3D print cool organic shapes. Oh yeah, dude, ever since 3D printing has been a thing, I've always thought it'd be so cool to like print my own little like action figures or whatever. Like not of me, but of like games, you know. I'd like print some TF2 figures or something, I don't know. I've been focusing on the modeling aspect of that. Once I finish this model, I gotta learn to rig it to move and such. Are you doing that? Are you trying to like become a like VTuber or something? Or just getting the experience for it. I do know that's the thing people will pay for. I do know other VTubers will pay for like rigs and stuff like that, you know. Wendigoon's pretty easy on the eyes as well. The same way I got to a 1.5. It do be an idle game. Me when the idle game is an idle game. Yeah, let's upgrade the bucket and golden pegs. Fuck it. So yeah, let's just you know what, we'll just I don't know, play for another 10-15 minutes. We'll try to grind out all the upgrades and stuff like that. Maybe we try to get like auto drop on these or something like that. Invest on as much auto drop as we can in the next like 10 minutes or something. And like upgrades of the things themselves. That way when we AFK for a bit, or you know, like don't play the game for another week or two. This is a really fun series doing, you know, once every two weeks or so. I want to learn to do it, but hey, I might use it. Could be funny to use my own model to react to me doing something dumb. Yeah, there's a lot of fun bits that you could do with that for sure. I think when I When I've made it as a content creator, that's probably something I would spend money on. Getting like a VTuber rig just to like, I would not want to turn into a VTuber. Absolutely. I like showing my pretty face. But, a lot of good bit potentials, that's for sure. That's for sure. Feels very freeing to not care about symmetry right now. I don't know what happened. I just no longer care about the symmetry. This whole series I've cared about symmetry. I don't give a flying fuck anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the game's just too crazy now. In my high school computer science class, they had a 3D printer and he had us 3D scan our heads and put them on something to print. You have a TF2 sniper with your head. That is badass. That is badass. It was a small handheld one, but it was still super expensive. That sounds so cool. That sounds so freaking cool. Honestly, reminds me a little bit of when I was in Montana for my vacation last month. Our friends live in Missoula, which is one of the bigger cities. Very, very awesome progressive city. But their library, their public library, is considered one of the best public libraries in all of the US. And holy shit, do I agree. There were 4 stories. I think I talked about this a little bit on our exclusive Montana vlog for YouTube members and Patreon. So I imagine a lot of y'all probably have a YouTube membership from all the awesome people gifting, you know, YouTube memberships and stuff in the past. So if you have it and haven't seen that, go check it out. So I think I talked about this a little bit on that, but for those of you guys that haven't seen it or don't want to watch it, the museum had 4 stories. And there were so many awesome things. Like, as an example, on the 4th floor, there was a whole thing talking about how they have a program for caretakers or like new or expectant mothers. There's like a 9-month program or whatever, and you'll have a support group and a support system. You'll have like training courses to help you take care of the kids. They will also straight up give you money via stipends to actually help take care of the kids. I don't know the process of it or anything, but just them trying to actually help the community. And the community taking care of each other was something incredible. There were also they were constantly advertising like, oh, hey, in on September the 12th, from this time to this time, we're going to be teaching y'all how to do one of them was podcasting. They literally had a course so you could go learn how to make your own podcast. They had a whole, the reason I thought about it was y'all talking about 3D printing. They had a whole part of the museum that had 3D printers, had, all sorts of that stuff that people could use. They had their own radio station for people to, if they wanted to contribute to the community radio station. They had all of this like almost like things you'd find in an interactive science museum, teaching you about groundwater pollution and, not to let your dogs just shit on the grass and leave it there, because then when it rains, it leads into the water systems and it makes things toxic and like all of this stuff, I don't know, just incredible. It felt wild to be somewhere where like, it felt like everybody, like there was a sense of community, because I have not felt something like that in a very long time. It was very hard. I don't think Montana is where I would want to live permanently. But if I had a choice between there and Texas, I mean, I know what I would choose. Though I will say, things there were more expensive, for sure. I know Montana is in a housing crisis right now, because they're not developing enough because they want to protect the nature, which is fair, but there's just not enough houses for the people that live there, There's pros and cons to everything. But it's hard to come back to Texas, that's for sure. I'll do a lot of things for the bit. And hey, money, I like having that. You wouldn't 3D print a museum. What if I want to 3D print a museum? I'm going to go to the museum with a 3D printer and I'm going to 3D print the museum in the museum that I 3D printed, the 3D printer museum. I bet that made no sense. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep upgrading the balls, and I think we're going to do 5 more minutes of just continuing to try to buff up, auto drop, and upgrade these orbs. And I think last time, before we went on vacation, right, obviously the month ago that we played this game, and that's why we earned so much money and prestige points and all of that stuff, I think we turned on auto drop for everything, but I do actually think it would be better to only have auto drop for these things. Because, right, if we have auto drop for some of these things, like, these earn no money, you know? So if it is auto drop, like, yeah, we might get the charge up boost more. And we might actually end up getting more prestige points and stuff like that. But, I don't know. I feel like we might actually earn less because we don't have all these cool orbs doing cool orb things, you know? So I do think that's what our little home stretch is going to be right now. Me going to the Smithsonian to steal it and make my own with blackjack and hookers. Fuck it, we'll print our own. Yeah, 3D printer could be, there's a lot of shenanigans you can do with 3D printing. A lot of shenanigans. I know a lot of people have their own Etsy stores. No, I don't know how profitable things like that actually is, you know. I imagine it's probably a little bit more profitable if you kind of do the illegal thing of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make like, you know, fan-made, you know, 3D printed action figures of, I know there's so many people doing things like making Pokemon or crocheting Pokemon stuffed animals or stuff like that, you know. Now, obviously that is not legal and you could be sued. You probably wouldn't, but you could. But yeah, I don't know how things like are still successful. I do know, like, because Stumped is another awesome YouTube channel. I loved doing a collab with them. I definitely want to do another collab with them. I pitched them the NSFW Jackbox because I really don't think I'm gonna play that on stream with chat. I think it's a little bit insane. But they were like, oh yeah, we actually played that. It was way too lewd for YouTube. We had to just upload it to our Patreon. So I don't know if a collab of that is gonna happen. It would be very entertaining and funny. But it is very funny that they couldn't even, or think that they could upload it to YouTube. They had to just upload it to their Patreon. And I forgot to head out. I was supposed to be asleep like an hour ago. So love y'all. Always love being here. Good night. Yeah. Hope you have a good night, my man. 3D printing is actually super profitable, especially because of commercial licensing for the files. Yeah, I do know a lot of people sell just the files or whatever. Yeah. Let me just try to get more auto drop on something like the shrapnel ball. I feel like that's gonna really help. Get your fiance and some friends to play with you and then put it on Patreon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if I'm gonna make a video on it, then it's definitely gonna be with like, yeah, like IRL, you know, friends and stuff. Right? The goal is to eventually, you know, have this couch not only be fit for, you know, the podcast, but, you know, film maybe local multiplayer content. You know, maybe if I get a TV, you know, cheap TV on the wall or something, you know, I can hook it up to the computer. We can see it. I can record it. We could all, you know, a lot of cool shenanigans for sure. Okay, let's see. I want to get like 2 more upgrades for auto drop on the shrapnel ball. Maybe a little bit more. And then I think this will be a wonderful stopping point here. Making it rain. Okay, dude, it's very expensive to upgrade the auto drop on that. Because, yeah, we still have, what was it, 2 more levels? Oh, I didn't even know I had this. Enter 5,000 footballs into the bucket. Footballs now give 1.22 times gold upon landing in a bucket. So we are at 20 out of 37 challenges. I wonder how grindy it is to get all the achievements, because it doesn't seem that grindy to beat all the levels. But then again, that's because of the way we're playing, and I can't imagine most people are not playing this game for months at a time. Though to be fair, probably other people probably let the game actually just idle, because we don't do that at all. Okay, let's see. Upgraded auto drop one more time. I want to get it under 2 seconds. That needs to be under 2 seconds. That needs to be under 2 seconds before we end the video. Also, you know what? We're going back to symmetry. I lied to y'all. That's going to be 110. This is going to be 100. This is going to be 90. This is going to be... Oh, no. See? No, that's not doable. It's not doable. I once again no longer care about symmetry. Too much effort. Too much effort. But I do want it to be under 1 second. We're almost there. Almost there. Plus 1.9. It's almost 2. So SX is septillion. What is SP? I don't know. These numbers are going so high because obviously it's quintillion. So what's popping up a lot of these? Making up... Oh, is it sextillion and then septillion? SX? Yeah, okay, yeah. SX is sextillion and SP is septillion. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. And yeah, you get a lot of money if the soccer balls go into the... into the basket. And then OC is octillion. I can't even imagine what I like, because there's a whole nother tier of these orbs. I just can't believe that. It's got to be a lot of grinding. But I imagine by the time we come back, right? Though I don't know. I don't feel like we actually made any more that's why I'm thinking there might be a time where we have to actually... where we have to actually, like, not immediately prestige, because I'm pretty sure the last orb that we got, or last ball that we got, was this shrapnel ball, which we finally have now under 1.9. Because normally, like, every time we prestige, we end up making it a little bit further in the episode. And we didn't go further because 47 septillion is a lot to ask. A lot to ask for. But obviously the priority is definitely beating the levels, because getting the achievements for beating the levels earns you such a big reward. And to be honest, that is pretty much the main sense of progression I'm getting. Beyond, I mean, we've been slowly, like, was special, right? Via the prestige rewards. We got quad shot, which is always nice, you know. So can't complain about that. But I do think we're gonna upgrade this one time. I do think it is time for us to end this video. Just want to see if I get any more upgrades or anything. We upgrade that twice. These are very, very expensive upgrades. Okay, screw symmetry. There we go. So I do think this is a good stopping point. I hope you guys, I know it's been a little bit of time since the last PegIdle video, so hopefully you're still enjoying, because I think it's so much fun. It's so much fun to do after Peglin every now and then, and just have kind of a just chatting thing. It's the perfect time, have some story time with TTG, and, you know, just chatting it up and stuff like that with y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, you know, make sure you guys subscribe, ring that bell like all the big boy YouTubers say, to be notified when more PegIdle videos come out. If there are some, they'll be on the screen right next to me. You know, check out the playlist if you haven't seen the older episodes if you want. And if you're going to be grinding out, and definitely you need to grind a lot, grinding out some PegIdle on your own, then I wish you guys luck, and I'll see you all next time.